Welcome to BD Daily Tech News Podcast, your daily briefing on tech and innovation. It's 2026, January 23rd, and today's theme is simple: chips, code, and cameras. The three C's that decide who gets to build, who gets to inspect, and who gets to watch.
Three C's? Finally, a tech mnemonic that isn't cloud, crypto, and chaos. Though we're still doing chaos, right?
Chaos, but organized. We're covering China signaling big tech firms can prep Nvidia H200 orders, a judge denying a bid to force OpenAI to hand over source code in an Apple AI lawsuit, and a report on Ring partnering with Flock that could route doorbell footage into federal databases used by ICE.
So we've got the silicon, the secrets, and the snitches. Great. My doorbell camera just started sweating.
Story 1. Bloomberg reports Chinese officials told major tech firms, including Alibaba, they can prepare orders for Nvidia's H200 AI chips. The key signal is prepare orders, which suggests Beijing may be close to formally approving imports of components essential for powering AI workloads.
Prepare orders sounds like when a restaurant says, "We're not open yet, but you can stare at the menu and emotionally commit." Is this basically a pre-approval wink?
That's a fair analogy. Technically, the H200 is a high-end AI accelerator used for training and serving large models. Think of it like upgrading from a delivery bike to a fleet of trucks. Same job, radically different throughput. If large buyers can line up purchase orders, it reduces lead time once the policy door opens.
And for normal people, this matters because their apps get smarter faster, or because the AI features stop lagging like they're running on a toaster.
Exactly. More compute means more capacity for AI search, translation, video tools, and enterprise copilots. For developers, it's the difference between "we can't get GPUs" and "we can actually ship." For users, it can show up as faster response times, more features, and sometimes lower costs because scarcity pricing eases when supply channels stabilize.
But also, more compute means more AI everywhere. Like, congratulations, your fridge can now generate a haiku about expired spinach.
True, and it raises the strategic angle. Access to top-tier chips influences national and corporate AI capability. Actionable takeaway: if you're building AI products, treat compute access like a dependency risk. Design for portability, multiple cloud vendors, quantization options, and fallback models, so policy or supply shifts don't break your roadmap.
So the lesson is, don't build your entire business on one magical GPU unicorn. Got it. What's next? The code fight?
Story 2. A judge denied Musk's bid to force OpenAI to hand over source code in an Apple AI lawsuit. The reporting also notes the judge criticized the case's excessive discovery requests and disputes. In plain terms, the court is not eager to turn this into a fishing expedition through sensitive technical materials.
Discovery is when lawyers say, hand over everything, and engineers here, hand over your soul, right?
Pretty much. The simple tech version: source code is the recipe, plus the kitchen layout, plus the list of where you hide the spare keys. Courts can compel disclosure, but they weigh relevance and burden, and companies argue trade secrets and security. The judge's pushback suggests boundaries. You don't get the crown jewels just because you asked loudly.
But if the lawsuit is about Apple AI stuff, why is OpenAI's source code even on the menu? That feels like ordering fries and demanding the potato farm's blueprints.
That's the tension. Some plaintiffs argue they need code to verify claims, assess safety, or prove misuse. Defendants argue you can often answer the question with narrower evidence: logs, audits, expert testing, or model behavior evaluations. For everyday users, this shapes what accountability looks like for AI. Do we demand transparency via code access, or via independent assessments and enforceable standards?
So we're basically arguing whether we trust a restaurant because they publish the recipe, or because the health inspector shows up and nobody dies.
Exactly. Actionable takeaway for builders: assume your AI system may be scrutinized without giving away your entire stack. Invest in auditability, clear documentation, evaluation reports, incident response, and data lineage. That's how you survive regulatory and legal pressure while keeping security tight.
Okay, so chips decide who can build, courts decide who can peak. Now let's talk about who can watch, because my doorbell has seen things.
Story 3. A report asks whether Ring doorbell footage could go into ICE's massive spy network, describing Ring partnering with Flock to feed doorbell footage into federal databases used by ICE for immigration enforcement. The core issue is data plumbing. Once systems integrate, sharing can become routine and hard to see from the user side.
Data plumbing is such a polite phrase for your porch video might take a field trip to a federal database. Like, I bought a doorbell, not a deputized intern.
The simple tech behind it, Ring captures video. Flock is known for networked camera systems and data sharing tools used by agencies. If there's a partnership that enables interoperability, footage or metadata can be requested, pooled, or searched more efficiently. Even if access is governed by policies, the existence of a pipeline changes the scale and speed of surveillance.
And the normal person impact is you're not just recording package thieves. You might be recording your neighbor's entire life, and then that data gets reused in ways you didn't picture when you clicked I agree.
Right. Actionable steps for listeners. Review your camera retention settings. Limit cloud storage duration if you can. Enable strong account security like MFA, and check what sharing or community features are enabled. Also, be mindful of camera placement. Avoid capturing public sidewalks or neighbors' doors if you can. Privacy is partly policy, but it's also configuration.
So the hottest 2026 home upgrade is less footage. Minimalism, but for surveillance.
Quick recap. 1. China's signaling readiness for Nvidia H200 orders points to how policy moves can reshape AI compute availability. 2. The OpenAI source code request denial underscores that accountability fights are moving through courts, with judges pushing back on overly broad demands. 3. The Ring Flock reporting is a reminder that consumer devices can become infrastructure when data sharing pipelines exist.
And if you want a personal growth challenge, open your camera app settings today and see what you're actually storing. It's like checking your fridge, but the leftovers are metadata.
If this helped, subscribe and share BD Daily Tech News Podcast, and leave a comment. What's one tech setting you changed that genuinely improved your day-to-day life? Security, productivity, or sanity?
Tomorrow, we'll be back with more tech, more context, and hopefully fewer doorbells joining federal databases. Same feed, same chaos. Organized.